first of the 5 core pages is your home page. The second is your service or services pages. Your third is going to be your about page. Your fourth is your contact page. And last but not least, we are going to add a resource page. So let's start by talking about your home page, the most important page of your website. This is going to be first impression. This is going to establish the vision. This is going to give people an idea of what you do. So at the very top of your homepage, you should first start with a headline. And this headline should be talking or speaking directly to your primary audience. We're talking pain points, desires, solutions. This headline should connect with the individual. It should give them a reason to stick around and to learn more. Next, you should have a subheadline, and this is going to be a cherry on top to your main headline. Your subheadline should give further context about the solution, pain point, or desire that you're referring to, or it should be a little bit about you and the company vision, mission, or core values. It needs to enhance the headline, not distract from it. And to top it all off within that main headline, you need to have a call to action. If somebody goes to your website and they see that headline and it impacts them, they feel it, they want your services, and that subheadline just further solidifies their decision, we want that call to action button front and center. We want that to be the first thing that people can do if they decide to. Now, below the fold, there are multiple different angles of approach, and we're going to talk more thoroughly about that in Module 2.3, the customer journey. Right now, I just want to hit the highlights of what your homepage should include. First of all, it should include your services, but just a highlight of your services. If they want to learn more, then you're going to send them to the services page. The same thing applies to the about information. We may want to briefly discuss why the business was started or who the owner or founder is. And if they want to learn more, go to the about page. On your homepage, you should have a way or method for somebody to be able to contact you. That's likely going to be your discovery call button, that call to action. But if you want to add additional elements on how to contact you, then you can briefly touch on that on the homepage. But if anyone needs to know more, go to the contact page. Lastly, we want to add some sort of resource on the homepage. A good call to action, a light ask like sign up for my newsletter or download this ebook or get my free top 10 tips for whatever service you're providing. This is going to give somebody value immediately, and you're receiving a nice little benefit on top, which is the email, first name, last name, sometimes even phone number if you really want to go that far when it comes to that lead magnet. But you should have some level of resource available on your homepage. So as a recap, your homepage should include everything on your website in a short, brief summary. If somebody's interested in learning more, they can go to those sub pages to learn more. Now let's move on to your service pages, or should I say services pages. When somebody goes to your services page, they should immediately know what that service is and what it's about. They should know how it benefits them, and they need to know how to connect with you in order to get started. Something that I incorporate into a lot of my clients' websites is a timeline of that service experience. Set those expectations now so when somebody does contact you, they know what to expect at each stage. As a little bonus / sneak peek tip for future modules that we're going to be talking about, it's in your best interest to separate each service so that you know which subpage people are interested in, and it allows you to then look at that data and figure out, most of my clients are interested in X, Y, and Z, so I'm going to put that at the forefront of my homepage and make sure that people know where to go to learn more about that. Because you're putting the things that people are most interested in on your homepage, you're likely going to retain them longer, resulting in higher and better SEO and better conversion rates. Next, we have the About page, and there are two different ways you can implement this. One, you can have one full page of all of the information that you want to add, or two, you can separate it into information about the business and information about the team. On the About page, we want to talk in third person, as if somebody were saying something about individuals or the business. Next, we want to talk about that information in an approachable way. Why did you start the business? What inspires you? What are your passions and your hobbies? In a lot of cases, I recommend my clients talk about themselves, build some character, so that when you do jump on a call with an individual, they know more about you. They feel more comfortable talking with you. On your About page, you can also add your company vision, your company mission, your core values. You can speak to the customer specifically and say, these are the people that we like to work with because X, Y, and Z. Build that excellent biography for not just you, but for the business itself. When people go to the About page, they are truly interested in learning about the business, not the services, the business. So as a recap, when somebody goes to your About page, they should learn about you and any of your other team members, and that should include your business expertise and your personal fun hobbies and passions. They should learn about the business, why it started, what it stands for, what it represents, and that includes your vision statement and your mission statement. And lastly, you should add your core values because this gives insight on your internal operations as well as your external experiences with your clients. Moving on, let's talk about your contact page. This should be, roughly speaking, a very simple page with only one objective, and that's to get somebody to contact you. What I do for a lot of clients is incorporate their calendar scheduler into their contact page. I will embed it onto the page itself. That way, when somebody goes to the contact page, they can immediately schedule a time and set an expected date and time that they're going to be communicating with the business. Your contact page should also include your phone number, your email. If you've got a physical business address, add it. If you've got a P.O. box or a mail forwarding address, you can add that as well there. But your contact page should be very simple and very direct. Now, one element that a lot of people like to add to their contact page is a form that they can submit to be contacted through. This is something I am not a huge fan of because when somebody fills out a form, they have no expectation and no understanding of when they're going to be contacted in response. A lot of times somebody will submit that information and 10 to 15 minutes goes by and their mind is on a completely different path. It may take you 24 to 72 hours to see that notification and reply to it. And by that time, people are gone. They've moved on. That's why I like the calendar scheduler. It allows people to set a time that they're available and that you're available. It looks at both schedules. And furthermore, it sets the expected time that they're going to be communicating with you. So it makes the show rate even higher when it comes to contacting and communicating with potential leads or clients. Last but not least, we have our resource page. And resource page can be a lot of different things. It could be a blog, case studies, it could be a portfolio of videos or podcasts. It could be a page of lead magnets that people can download workbooks or spreadsheets. Your resource page should be dedicated to providing value to individuals visiting your website. Blogs is a great resource to kick your website off of, and that's generally what I recommend individuals start with out of the gate. Blogs allow individuals to find your website through alternative topics and services and tips and tricks that you're providing on your website. One thing I like about blogs being the first resource page you add is because it allows you to add outbound links and intrabound links. This allows you to build trust with other websites, and it tells Google and Yahoo and Bing, these search engines, that you're a trustable, relatable source. You're not only referring to other individuals for educational content, but other individuals are referring to you for quality educational content. Those are the 5 core pages that your website needs. Now, it's absolutely essential to pull out those brand guidelines you built in section 1 and to refer to every single page that you've created. Once all of your pages are aligned with your brand, then you can publish that website, go live, and start sending people to your front doors. This module is just a high level of the 5 core pages that you want on your website. Move to module 2.3 and we're going to talk about the granular niche experiences and that customer journey. When somebody goes to your website, what do you want them to do? What do you want them to feel? How do you want them to navigate through your content? And at what point do you want to seal the deal or close and drive that call to action?